Often wrong's got a broken heart, can't even tell his boys apart.
Hello and good evening. Star Trek The Next Generation Season 4, Episode 3, Brothers, first aired back in 1990, but here in 2026 on Live Long and Podcast, we're just getting started. Whether you're joining us live here on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, or catching the audio version wherever you get your podcasts, our mission to rewatch every episode of TNG continues, one hijacked starship, one long-lost father, and one very dysfunctional android family at a time. This is your captain speaking. I am your host, Dave Mader, and let's break it all down with tonight's panel. First, it's only fitting that an episode literally called Brothers, I'm joined by one of my actual brothers. While Data and Laura are busy hijacking starships and working through their android trauma, he's here to break down the ethics of creator responsibility, sibling rivalry, and whether Soong's final decisions were brilliant or hubris. It's my brother, Jeff Mader.
I'll have you know I'm not the toxic younger brother.
You're not. No, am I the toxic older brother? Like, I'm the lore in this analogy, aren't I? You're the perfect younger brother who's got everything. That's my lore. All right. Here we go. Yeah. Coming in next, she has a brother, but more importantly, she's the mother of 3 boys, and she knows more about sibling rivalry than Noonien Soong ever prepared his android sons for. If The Brothers is a lesson in identity, family conflict, and emotional fallout of being built, literally to compete with your sibling, she is already unpacking it. Our quiz admiral herself, it's Ashley Millard.
Hello. I do, in fact, have 2 brothers.
2 brothers. I thought you only had 1 brother.
No, I have an older brother and a younger brother.
Oh, right. I forgot about the younger brother. I
middle child syndrome.
I am a middle child, but I'm the only girl, so I'm the best.
Okay. Of course.
So the best.
And coming in to round out our panel, this man doesn't have a brother, right?
No brother. Brother-in-law.
He has a sister.
I do.
But despite this glaring thematic disadvantage, we've graciously allowed him to attend tonight's podcast. And here's locked in on the power dynamics of this episode. Data versus his programming, lore versus everyone, and Soong versus the consequences of his own genius. It's Adam Woodward.
Hey, guys. Happy to be here, brotherless.
Brotherless. You know, oh, brother, where art thou? Here we go. We are talking Brothers from 1990. The 70-something episode overall, the 77th episode overall of Star Trek The Next Generation that aired back on October 8th, 1990, directed by Rob Bowman and written by Rick Berman, which I never really realized until today when I was like, oh, Rick Berman wrote this. Interesting. And this episode, so Data is summoned by his creator, Noonien Soong, also played by Brent Spiner, until they're joined by Data's brother, Lore, also played by Brent Spiner. And there's this whole other plot line going on with these 2 younger brothers, the Potts brothers, Jake Potts and Willie Potts, that they need to save the one brother after he ate some kind of parasitic fruit or something in the Enterprise Arboretum, which I'm not sure why that's there in the first place, but it was, I guess. So, and we're going to break that all down. Okay, so Ashley, I'll start with you. How did you like this episode?
I really like this episode. I've always really liked this episode. I had fun rewatching it today. I noticed a couple of things that I'd never noticed before or that occurred to me. So when we get to those scenes, we'll definitely talk about that.
Of course. Dave is 100% lore, according to Sam. Well,
Yeah, you're more
Jeff-
the lore.
I'm more the lore.
Yeah.
I think I'm more the B4.
No, that's Rich.
Why does the man have a furry face, or whatever lore or B4 would say?
Yeah.
Jeff, how about this episode for you?
It's okay. I never really like the Data episodes. He's not my favorite character. Especially the lore stuff. It's not my favorite stuff. It's good. I'm not saying it's not like well written, but Brent Spiner likes himself some Brent Spiner.
Mm-hmm.
He likes, and he always does this where it's like he plays 3 characters, and Nutty Professors it, and and it's good. Well, yeah, that's okay. Sometimes I am.
You're
You're
getting
not
called out
Data?
for dissing Data.
I'm not. It's just not my favorite. I'm not saying he's not my favorite character on TNG at all. He's actually pretty low for me. A lot of his stories, but it's
Who
okay.
do you like? Who do you like better, Data or Lore?
I don't like any of them.
Oh. What about Noonien Soong? Is he just a crazy man to you?
So it's about Data's history and stuff. Like they just don't do it for me. It's just that's just me. Give me a Geordie episode.
Yeah, all right. He's not about the
Well, there's
artificial
nothing like a good
intelligence.
roll under a door, right, Jeff?
Yes, exactly, and a coolant leak.
Or sand in his shoes.
Sand in his shoes, girls on the holodeck, all kinds of things going on in Jordy's life.
Or being
Yeah.
rejected by girls on the holodeck deck.
But then he got the whole John Doe infusion and transfigurations, and now he's got all the confidence. That didn't wear off, right? Like the new Jordy is getting lots of dates, maybe, or not. I don't know.
Hope so.
Someone liked him. He's got daughters and a wife now.
So he eventually got married and had kids. So yeah, it all worked out. Adam, what do you think of Brothers?
I had to watch it quickly, and it was good as I remembered. I enjoyed it. I agree. Brent Spiner likes Brent Spiner, and remember last week in Family he didn't show up because he had no family, but they're all here now. So we got an extension of that episode from last week.
Yeah, it almost is Family Part 2, isn't it? Here,
Yes.
But the
Because you
Brent
got the
Spiner
story of 2
edition.
brothers on the Enterprise, and then you have this Data lore Soon story.
Right, because the last week was all about Picard and his brother, right? And
Right.
all of their unpacked issues with family, and a couple seasons, I guess. Worf's adopted brother will show up, Sergei Roshenko, and his actual brother will also
His
show up.
actual brother.
Will show up by the end of the season. So
Brothers
lots of
everywhere.
brothers galore. Not Galardencore or Lordencore, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, and as I was watching this today, I think that the whole sequence in when Data becomes the zombie and then he takes over the Enterprise, I think is the most exciting part of the episode for me.
Yeah.
Especially on the first watch, because you're like, what the hell is happening? And you watch the entire crew of the Enterprise get basically outmatched by Data step by step, and Data's really just on autopilot. He's not even consciously thinking about a lot of these things, right?
And he's faking Picard's voice and stuff, and
Yeah.
He's got the great countdowns going on,
And the
And
longest lockout code ever.
yeah. I had to pull that. Let's have a listen to the lockout code.
Computer, establish a security code for access to all functions previously transferred to bridge.
Enter code.
173467321 Charlie 32 789777 643 Tango 732 Victor 731178888 732 476789764376 Lock.
Security code intact for all specified inquiries and orders.
The computer should have been like, "There's no way you're going to remember this. There's just no way. We can't accept this."
Clearly, you're not human.
Yeah. This is do you think you should write this down, Captain? Something warning there, but they're like, no, sure, fine, it's all locked out. I'm sure somebody.
Where's Grok when you need him to detect if it's AI?
Right, exactly. There's no AI voice detection. Everything else here that goes on. Yeah.
Actually, it completely is AI.
It is. Well, yeah.
It's AI talking to AI.
It is. That was all AI, and they're taking over the world, or the ship, if you will, and nothing you can do about it.
You know, it's funny. Every now and then, Data does stuff like this, and he's like, he knows everything, and he can lock everybody out and make that basically a weapon of mass destruction. The Enterprise can be taken anywhere and just do anything if he's controlled enough.
Yeah, they
never talk about it again. They never say they put any kind of security measures in place to guard against this in the future.
I feel like there should be something, because I think one officer with this much power, regardless, is kind of
terrible. Like
terrible.
He can go rogue.
I also can I say it's kind of ridiculous that like they show Data like hitting all the buttons and he's super fast at it, and I'm just like, why does he need? He's a computer. Why does he need to hit buttons? Like,
why can't he just like interface with it somehow?
Yeah, interface with it, or like
RoboCop, and the freaking spike comes out and he puts it into the terminal, or
just like Wi-Fi signal, or you know what I mean? Like he could just upload it to his head. You know, like
Bluetooth, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they had. Did we have like widespread Wi-Fi or Bluetooth back then? 1990? I don't think so.
No, it didn't exist yet. But
no.
Why couldn't they imagine that back then? You know,
it might have existed, but only the military had it.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, that's true. So there's all of that, and and we see that like, well, Lore being like the evil version of Data, the one thing I feel with Lore is that he's kind of an underutilized villain, because they tend to really lean into the fact that Lore is like this evil version of Data that has emotions and is kind of smarmy and kind of got this attitude, but he never feels like as threatening as an android. You're like, there's the one part where he throws Soong across the room in the end of this episode, and I'm like, well, he easily could have killed Soong. He didn't do that there. Well, I get the impression Soong doesn't die right away. He like kind of slowly will die. Maybe not that very day, maybe tomorrow, but he's not going to live very long after they leave. Right? But I guess with Lore, it's like they never really did like, what if we had to actually go against Lore, the man who's like, has all this computing power, all of the talents of Data, if they were put into pure, like, I guess, malignant effects, right? If they really had to contend. And that's why like when they team them up later in that evil team up that comes in a couple seasons, I feel like there's a little lost potential there.
Well, they always seem to focus on like Lore's relationship with Data. That's always the focus of Lore.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wish they didn't. They made it more like Lore wants something regardless of Data. It has nothing to do with Data. And we're not trying to tell the story of Data's background. Like, that's the one thing I feel like they underutilize with Lore, is they're always trying to tell Data's background story with him. And I'd rather them not. Like, just make him a cool villain. Like,
Well, Data's backstory is pretty simple, right? Like, he was Noonien Soong, he was like this disgraced cyberneticist who once pretended, like, or claimed, not pretended, but claimed he could build the first positronic brain, and then he didn't do it in the prime of his life. Then he kind of went off into exile to Omicron Theta, and he eventually did do it, like while he was there. B4 being like kind of like the first failed version, Lore being the first real successful version, in the sense it was a stable positronic brain, but Lore is not the greatest. He's kind of a bad guy, more than kind of. And then he got Data going, but then right after Data comes online, like they get attacked by the crystalline entity, and Data doesn't even remember Noonien Soong, right? Like he has no memories of any of that. So
Data's backstory is very similar to Odo's backstory.
Yeah.
He's found by a species. He doesn't remember anything before being found by that species, and then he joins their space force.
He's kind of like a child.
And then he's trying to find his family, essentially. Like they're very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they both have a similar dynamic in their respective casts. Being this outsider, the one that you're supposed to look at humanity through the lens of. I guess the Doctor being the other version for on Voyager, and Seven of Nine to some extent fills that role, right? Like the one you see the rest of humanity's eyes through. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we got a comment here from Stargazer. He's always saying, I always found Lore was a good character in concept, not so much in execution. He just comes across as a jerk in every episode. And he does. He is a jerk.
And that's kind of like, that's Brent Spiner's performance a little bit. Like, I think Brent Spiner kind of has like, this is who this character is. And he never deviates. And there's not a lot of shades to Lore. He's a one note character.
Yeah. Well, and we find out we catch up with Laura for the first time in this episode after his first appearance back in season 1. We find out he was drifting in space for 2 years. And I just don't understand what Data thought after he beamed him into space. Like, okay, bye, and then they just like warped away, and then I guess the Packleds found him, and then he like tricked the Packleds into taking their ship, and he's just been kind of like schmoozing around, like doing what?
No good has ever come from launching somebody into space and just letting them float. I.e., Khan and his crew.
That's right. Like later on when Data actually disassembles Lore, I'm like, okay, good. Like at least you follow through on something. Jeff, Sam wants to know who your favorite character is
in TNG. Probably I like Geordi. I like Picard's stories a lot. Like Picard, I think has a lot of the best stories on TNG. Yeah, that's those two kind of stand out for me. I like sometimes Crusher has some good episodes, but
all right,
yeah,
there you go. Geordi, Picard, and Crusher is Jeff's answer there. Okay, well, let's jump into our screenshots and break it all down with this episode. Garrick hands down for Stargazer. Well, he's a good one too.
Oh, if we're talking Deep Space Nine, that's a totally different story.
Yeah. Okay, well, this episode starts off with a captain's log talking about how they were at some planet, but then they had to completely stop.
2 days of liberty.
Yes. Yeah, it was a strange.
Yeah, I just wish that he would just say we have 2 days off.
Yeah. But he can't. He's a Navy guy, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so there's a prank here. One brother got the other brother going here, and the older brother who's responsible. It's always the older brother who's always the villain.
Bad eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the. I think Rick Berman must be a younger brother. Here.
As a second born, it is always the older brother.
Yeah.
You know why, guys? As being the older brother, it's because there's a time in your life when you're it. There's nobody else to worry about.
Right.
You've got the full attention of the parents, and then somebody else comes and then messes
steals it from you forever.
But these boys don't have the full attention of their parents. I'm about to go on a rant here. What the
why
fuck
are they there? Why are they there?
is happening? What the parents are on sabbatical and just left their kids on the Enterprise?
Yes.
Why are all parents in this century bad parents? They just all abandon their kids. Like they're just like, you know what? I feel like going off and doing this thing. I know we have 2 kids, but that's fine. We'll leave them on a starship that's constantly in peril.
Is this a product of the 24th century, or is this a product of the 20th century?
This sounds like the 80s, actually.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. It sounds like the 80s.
Latchkey kids.
This is the most latchkey kids ever.
Right. Well,
It sounds like my whole life, guys. Like, where's mom and dad? Don't know.
Yeah.
Their younger child is literally dying, and they're just off on vacation together.
Sabbatical is a vacation, right? Like it's not.
No, sabbatical could be a work too. You go somewhere to work.
It could be.
Yeah. Going to Bajor with Sabar.
Yeah, you're going to do something away from your main job, so you're taking a sabbatical from your main job.
But why not just leave them on Earth? Like they were just at Earth.
Yeah, send them to family or something, or some. There's got to be some place to send your kids on Earth that isn't on a starship that is constantly out there, almost being blown up.
Yeah.
Picard's right. Like kids don't belong on a starship.
Well, they certainly.
Agreed.
I definitely have less sympathy when their parents are not present. You know, but I don't know. Like Wesley lived here for a year while his mom was off doing whatever.
I mean, this is kind of the equivalent of like a kid ending up on a battleship or a submarine. Like, what are you doing here? You know,
it's a luxury cruiser hotel convention center as well, so it's kind of a bunch of different things. Anyway, so the two brothers who have been left here by their parents for whatever reason, they were playing laser tag basically, and the younger brother thought that the gun looked kind of real, so the older brother played this trick to like, you know, basically think that he had killed him, like by filling up a balloon with red paint or something or dye, and then he got shot, and then he thought he had. So the younger brother thought he killed the older brother. So the younger brother ran off in horror, hid somewhere, and then ate some kind of parasitic fruit that is about to kill him. And they can't treat him on the Enterprise. They have to get him to a medical facility. It's a curious science fiction need, but it's the setup for the episode, so we're gonna go with it. Anyway, so Riker gives a little bit of I wouldn't say like a tongue lashing to this younger Potts or the older Potts brother, but he's not thrilled with him. The agreement of him being allowed to stay on while the parents were on sabbatical was that he would stay out of trouble. And this is not staying out of trouble. Anyway, then Data shows up. Data is there to say, okay, well, we're on our way. And, so Data gets relegated to taking Mr. Potts to see his brother, I guess. And so Data's like, well, it's luckily that we're going to be able to go to the starbase in time. He's with the boy in the turbolift. And then as, he's talking to Data, Data all of a sudden goes into this automaton mode. The Manchurian candidate gets activated, and Data is on autopilot from this moment on, where it's a factory reset. It's a factory reset, exactly. He immediately redirects the turbolift back towards the bridge. He ignores the kid completely. And
I think it's funny, as soon as the kid sees Worf, he hides behind the wall there.
Yeah. This is true. And then he's on his way. Then that is the teaser for the episode. Data got some we don't know what's going on with Data. It's a little hard to tell from that if you're watching this the first time, but that's how the episode sets up. After the credits on Brothers, we then see that Data then goes to his station. They say, "Back so soon, Mr. Data," which is curious because he was supposed to take that kid down to sick bay or whatever, and he's back really fast. But then as Data goes back to his console, he then, basically redirects the ship towards Noonien Soong because he's got that homing beacon on, and Data is going to get home like a salmon going against the current, no matter what, if it kills him. And nobody knows what's happening. There's a part here where Riker says, "Data, what's happening?" And Data just ignores him. This doesn't clue them into something being up yet. Because right then when they ask, before they have really a chance to process that, they go into basically blue alert, and the life support starts to fail on the bridge, and so we're all heading to engineering, everybody. Let's go. Before life support fails, and Data goes to the third turbolift, and he makes it seem like he's going along with them. Giving a little nod to Riker and Picard, but it's all a ruse as autopilot Data is back. And now with life support not on the bridge, and Data not needing to breathe, he has the run of the place. And he is reprogramming everything, taking control of the entire ship from the bridge. And you get the bridge set in like a little bit of this subdued lighting, which I always like. Anyway, then we head down to engineering with Geordi. Okay,
wait. Speaking of Deep Space Nine,
yes,
that's Lieutenant Primin.
Right, but I don't think he's playing the same character. I think this is meant
he's
to be
not.
Different.
It's the same actor, though. Yeah.
What is the hell is going on with his uniform?
It's very tight.
No, yeah. Why is there a line down the middle?
Because this one zips up from the front.
When have I've never seen a line go through the middle of before.
So the heroes get like these ones that zip up at the back, right?
Oh.
These are more custom, like tailored for each. So you'll see like a main character wearing this one, but in these but these other seasons, you'll see that they created like these cheaper, I guess, you know, a little bit more less customized, you know, like I guess like so that different actors can wear these suits, you know, so this is what they're trying to go with. But it
But
doesn't
they
look
don't
very-
wear these on Deep Space Nine like that.
Well, no, they wear a different uniform on Deep Space Nine.
Right. Okay. Is this
Yeah.
consistent throughout every season?
Well, you saw that, like, so this is now the second season since we went to the 2-piece variant on the uniform, and you see a whole bunch of the extras still wearing the season 1 and 2 uniform still, but they're kind of trying to get some of the extras and the background characters to be wearing this version now, which is, I guess, maybe a little cheaper. Anyway, Lieutenant Primin, yes, the guy that they brought in that week that O'Brien wasn't available for an episode because he was in Con Air or whatever it was. Yeah, this guy is here.
He was
Anyway,
in Move Along Home.
He was in Move Along Home, right? Because O'Brien's not there for that episode at all. Okay, so then down in engineering, they figure out that they've lost command functions. I think they soon realize that Data's not with them. Where's Data? And he's on the bridge. They realize that they've kind of been had here, and they don't even know what to do.
I feel like if they lost life support on the bridge, it would make sense for them to leave Data on the bridge because he doesn't need the life support, and then there's an officer on the bridge.
But that's the way it sort of looked because he was standing in
because
front
they
of the
nodded
house.
to him.
Exactly, they nodded.
No, but I think the agreement was everybody was leaving engineering. Like I get like your idea, like he could stay there, but they were expecting him to come with them.
No, but Riker and Picard each got on their own turbo lifts and nodded to him like, "Yes, you've got the bridge. This is you."
Then why
'cause
would
you don't
Data
need
stand
life
at a
support."
turbo lift?
He wasn't. He was standing in the middle of the bridge.
He was standing at a turbo lift.
He
right
was.
here. So he goes over to the other turbo lift, right? There's 3 turbo lifts, right? There's one.
Oh,
in the
okay.
corner there, and he goes there, and then when he looks at, he's standing at that one, so he's looking at Picard from across and looking. Okay, I'll meet you down in engineering. I'll take this turbo lift. You take that turbo lift. Why Data wouldn't just go with Picard is again another curious thing. But it seemed like, well, maybe Data was going to the battle bridge. They thought perhaps.
Well, I guess if there's 3 bridges, they would make the 3 top officers, or 3 turbo lifts. They would have each of the 3 top officers each take a turbo lift to make sure that all the personnel was off.
Yeah, this seems to be like a drill that they've been trained to go for if something like this ever happens, right? And so they were expecting this to all work out here, but now they realize Data is controlling things, and what is he up to? And I think that is this where, Picard's like, okay, we're going to separate the saucer section, and we're going to take control back of the ship that way because Data's up on the saucer bridge.
I love that when Wesley questions the captain.
He's like, that's incredibly dangerous to try to separate at warp 9.9, whatever we're at. He's like, whatever. I'm not letting him take my ship. So this is
Wesley, shut up.
Shut up, Wesley. Anyway, meanwhile, Data's doing more stuff here on the bridge. Locking them out. They can't. He's localized command functions completely, which normally is something only Data or Picard would be able to do, but because Data can emulate his voice, that's not been much of a problem.
Need secondary sign-in authorizations.
They sure do.
Yeah.
But so Riker and Worf, meanwhile, are like trying to actually climb up there, up to like the top of the ship to deck 1.
This is the best. When I hope you have it.
Oh, I don't have a sound clip, but just like when he's getting like shocked and he's like, and like all that.
No, but when the force field comes on, you go, "Oh, force field is being activated." Oh, great.
Oh, great. Yeah, I was meaning to pull that. But it was just hilarious. Like the Data now in the captain's chair, kind of like, seemingly a zombie and kind of scary, right? Because we don't know why Data's doing any of this, on the first watch. Here, I think this is where Riker gets the shock. They also Picard calls over to O'Brien and says, okay, if he tries to get to the transporters, because we're going somewhere and he wants to do something, you have to make sure that all those transporters are turned off. And then we check in with Dr. Crusher, who has her young patient, the boy who ate the fruit that has the thing. And that he needs to get to that medical facility at that starbase or he's going to die, so the time is of the essence here, but what can they do? We get this a scene afterwards with Dr. Crusher talking to the young kid, the boy who ate the poison parasitic fruit, and I guess I'm trying to remember this first conversation what it was.
It's all about him being mad at his big brother.
Yeah. Oh,
He
she's
doesn't
talking
want.
to him
He
like,
doesn't want his.
yeah, he's not forgiving of his big brother.
Right. He doesn't want to see him.
And Dr. Crusher's like, well, what about April Fool's Day? Like, this was just kind of an April Fool's. He goes, not for the fool. No one wants to be the fool.
Don't try to comfort me.
Yeah. Don't try to comfort me, doctor. I can't. She's like, well, I'm sure he didn't intend for this to get out of hand. And she goes, what's so funny about making someone you think you killed them? Anyway.
He's like, you don't know my brother. And I think that's kind of the whole point, is like they're doing the parallel to Lore. Like, no, he's evil.
Yeah. Well, Laura's more evil than this brother, but yeah.
No, I know, but that in this brother's mind, like, that's his whole world, right? Like, I think that's the whole point. Like, Laura and Data are kids, and that's the whole comparison they're making throughout the episode. Is
they're Noonien's kids, I guess.
No, but they're like how old? How old is Data?
30.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he's that old. Yeah. How old's Lore? 50?
Well, if actually, Lore's much younger in a sense because he spent most of that time deactivated. So, Lore is probably more considered a child, I guess, compared to Data.
I didn't know Data was 30 years old. That blows my mind.
30 years since he was activated. Yeah.
Yeah.
And whereas Lore probably only has like a couple years total, and most of that was spent flying, like floating in space. So not so sociable. But anyway, so they try to bring in the older brother to see the younger brother, but the younger brother doesn't want to talk to him, and they're the older brother is like, he won't even talk to me, and there's no forgiveness here. And Dr. Crusher and Troy, what are we gonna do with these feuding boys?
That might be Troy's best uniform. It's a solid uniform.
Yeah.
It's a
good look.
But it's a I don't know. But anyway, I don't think it's meant to be a uniform per se. But
well, she's never really in uniform until later.
Right.
Looks good. Anyway, so the Enterprise arrives at this green mysterious planet. Data is he does his whole thing here where he's trying to get the transporters, but he realizes that O'Brien has locked him out. So he comes up with this plan to get around it, where he's going to basically use force fields one by one so that he can't be intervened with as he makes his way there, and he's going to reroute the circuits when he gets there. So they're trying to get Worf and the crew on it. Picard's obsessed with getting back control of the ship, and he's like, well, what can we do? And there's this one part here where Wesley just says, we don't even know what star system we're in. We're flying blind here. And Picard's just frustrated, but O'Brien tells Picard, hey, Data's up to something, so Worf, get ready. This is your moment.
The other line that was kind of funny was, we don't even know if we're coming out of warp unless we look out the window.
Yeah, we wouldn't even know if we were leaving warp.
Can't you look at the warp core and decide that?
You think so? You think that would
probably?
But apparently not. This is the look of Picard's frustration right before Data's next phase of his plot. So this is where Data starts he puts in his crazy command code, pop, like 17346672, execute, lock, and meaning that the ship is locked out. Now, well, I guess we'll get to it in a second, but this is a cool sequence when Data makes his way to the transporter room. They know he's on the move, and Worf and his team are going to intervene. But
so this guy comes around and he bounces off the shield.
Oh, he just bounces right off it. He really he goes for it. This is clearly a stuntman. Boom, and he's down. And they're like, "Oh, buddy, you gotta not run right that hard into a transporter or a force field like that." But
this guy behind here, he doesn't bounce. He just walks into it.
He's like, "Whoops." Good thing I should off in time. And then there's these
guys bounce.
These guys bounce. These guys go for it. Like they bounce off that thing. And then finally, Data is confronted by Worf and two of his other guys, and he says, "It's over, Data." But then Data says some command, and Worf basically gets put behind this kind of moving force field one by one, and Worf can't even fire his phaser. You know, get back, get back. Too close. You know, whenever they say Worf's not very good at security, I think this is maybe one of the examples. But he's going against an android,
and he's always got to be told what to do. Like, you know, Worf, make sure there's security along the way. Okay.
Yeah. And all of his guys just get like thrown to the side. Anyway, so then Riker finally confronts Data here in the transporter pad, but then Riker's locked inside a transporter robe. He can't fire his phaser in here because the ricochet would kill O'Brien and Riker and whoever this other guy is behind him. So and because even though the site-to-site transporter has been disabled, you know, Data goes ahead with the isolinear chips. Boop boop boop. And I like this moment too, where Riker's like, "Does that mean he'll be able to?" And then we just see the transporter activate, and boom, there she goes. So Data then beams down to the planet. It's this jungle thing at night. And we go into the laboratory of, well, Noonien Soong. Now, when I was a kid and wanted to be a mad scientist, this is what I imagined my laboratory would be like. It's got.
What does he need all the test tubes for?
I don't know, because he's a cyberneticist. So
yeah,
so you're missing the little lightning going up though too. You know,
Maybe he was doing blood tests on himself. I don't know, because he knows he's dying. So how does he even know that?
23andMe.
I guess
he was doing 23andMe. He was like looking back on the proud legacy of the Soong family, all the great Soong ancestors that have come before him,
tying himself back to Eric and whatever
and
the rest of their names were.
The other ones, and
they all look like Brent Spiner.
They all look like Brent Spiner. As Data comes into the laboratory, we see like an android hand and foot there, and comes down the ladder in his slippers is Noonien Soong. This man must be 10 million years old, right? Like, how old is Noonien?
105.
105, right?
105.
Yeah, is how old he's meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, I don't know if I would even know this is Brent Spiner. Like, until
the makeup is intense.
Yeah.
It's no Ed Baldwin makeup, but it's close.
It's no Ed Baldwin. No. Joe Kinnaman. And then we get a commercial break, and then we see that Noonien also disables Data's communicator. Like, and I guess my one question here, because he deactivates Data's like robot auto return mode here, but why did it require the Enterprise to be locked out? Like, why couldn't I understand that Data needed to come here, but like couldn't have Noonien Soong just sent Data like an email and said, "Hey, I'm alive, and come get your emotion chip."
Yeah, take some vacation. Come see me.
Like, I don't like. Is Noonien Soong on the run from something? Is he like from the law? Like, it's kind of curious that he had to go to these lengths. But anyway, he did.
That's why he's played dead for 30 years.
Yeah, well, he has played dead for 30 years. And why? Like, what? Like, is he worried about the crystalline entity coming to get him? Like the big snowflake, as he calls it. There's more to it, I think, than we realize. And we know that Noonien Soong has an actual biological son too, right? That we met in Picard season 1, also played by Brent Spiner. So anyway,
maybe he's hiding from his android ex-wife.
It's probably what it is. He's like, I can't handle the alimony Data, so this had to be, you know. Anyway, then Data becomes present. He leaves zombie mode, and you know, he doesn't really realize who he's dealing with right away.
Do you know who he kind of looks like? He looks like Christian Bale's character in Thor, like Gore.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks. I don't know. It's an interesting look, and I guess they got Brent Spiner like hunched down or something, so he seems shorter than Data. Right?
Well, and this is not obviously Brent Spiner that he's talking to.
Well, no, he's got like a double that he's like
right.
when he's got to do the coverage, right? But you know, anyway, he's like, you look a lot like Noonien Soong, but Noonien Soong's dead anyway. I always love that face, he says to Data. Which is, his own face. What else?
Brent Spiner likes Brent Spiner.
This is Brent Spiner on Brent Spiner. Like Rick Berman's like, okay, Brent, I got a pitch for you. You're gonna be Data, Lore, and Noonien Soong.
I love it.
I love it.
Triple pay.
Yeah.
Triple the pay, triple the lines to learn. But he did it, Anyway, so then he kind of realizes it is Noonien Soong, and he's like, "Whoa, it is you! Like, how could it be? I thought you were gonna die." But anyway, back on the Enterprise, Picard's still locked out of his ship. They don't know what to do. I think they're trying to figure out a plan. And is this where they want to like deactivate the power grid so that they can try to get some control back? But that could affect the medical force field that's quarantining this kid. Who ate the poison fruit. Okay, so I'm a little confused too about the parasite. Like, is it contagious? Like it's airborne? But you can't.
They don't really
you can't
tell
go
us.
through. Yeah.
No.
They're treating them. It seems like it.
Yeah. But they're like, because if this force field comes down, everyone else could get sick, I guess.
Yeah, but see, this is where it's they do have battery packs and everything. They could independently power it.
Yeah, it seems like they have more than one power source per ship. Because when the Enterprise, like when the saucer section and the main engineering separate, like they both have their own power generation, right?
Mhm.
Anyway, so Beverly trying to cheer the kid up here, but then the kid's like, "It's not funny. I'm the one who's gonna die," and then he gets all sad. Because if they don't get him to that starbase in time, he will die. And he's all sad. You want to feel bad?
Why would they tell him that?
Well,
He doesn't
they
need to
told
know
him.
that.
I don't know if they did tell him
But
necessarily.
There's no other way he's gonna know.
Yeah, he does. He clearly does know. So he's either figured it out or they told him. But
They should have just told him they were still on the way. Like, I don't understand why they would tell him that any of this.
yeah, well,
What's wrong with the
shelter
adults in this century?
they don't believe in sheltering the kids from real world problems, mostly. Anyway. So then they finally get back on the bridge after that move, and then Worf gets to his console, and he's still locked out. He's so pissed off. They're like, burp, burp. Command functions, and then Picard comes, and he was like, "Yeah, we're locked out. What's a command code?" He's like, "Password," and then he realizes he's password locked out of his own ship.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite part right here. Is Geordi? He goes, "Data. That's what I was afraid of." That was my favorite part of the episode.
you were just waiting to break this news to Picard now.
Yeah, it's like this was always possible. Geordi always had this in his mind, but he's like, yeah, Data could totally screw over the whole ship if he ever wanted to.
For sure.
I'm not gonna let I am the chief engineer. I'm not gonna tell Picard this until it becomes relevant. But
yeah, because they're happy when Data's gifts like save them in the crisis, but this is not the ideal situation.
Right now, Picard's thinking I should have just let Maddox take him.
That's so true. Damn, this is what he was talking about. I should have let him go.
Measure of a man.
Maybe he was right.
Maybe. Just then, Worf detects, because they have sensors. Like, they have no control of the ship whatsoever, except for sensors and life support and auxiliary power. But they're like, there's some ship coming in, but it has no life forms on it, so don't know. And they can detect that there's a human on the surface, but they don't know who that is either. So, meanwhile, we would go back to the planet with Data and Soong. Data's doing his pat his head and draw circles on his stomach, which is something I guess he struggled with when he was.
You guys do that?
I think so. Yeah.
I
Can
used to
whistle
be
at the
able
same
to.
time? Yeah. But
I couldn't do it before. I just found it.
Yeah, and he tries to whistle while he does it, and it's kind of funny. And why does Soong have so many dinosaur things?
Because they're cool.
yeah, man, a good set.
And later on, you're gonna see like the kids, like the younger brothers on the Enterprise, playing with dinosaur toys as well.
Like, honest to God, wouldn't you love to have that in your house? Like
Sure,
I wouldn't be
but
surprised if like Jurassic Park just finished and like, hey, we got all this dinosaur stuff. You want it, Star Trek? They're like,
Jurassic Park didn't come out for 3 more years.
oh, okay, well, fair enough. What year is this episode?
1990.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. And what year's Jurassic Park?
Jurassic
93.
Park's 93. Yeah.
Okay, so they filmed it in '92. Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Right. But yeah, well, I guess there was dino craze in those times. But even before that movie. Anyway, so it's just interesting, like the stuff that Soong has in his house here. Anyway, so then they hear the door open, and oh no, but before it's Lore. Sorry, there's this whole conversation here with Data and Soong where he's like, "Why did you join Starfleet?" You know, I gave you the ability to choose anything and do anything.
Yeah.
You joined like he's very disapproving of Data's choice to
To join
be
the
in Starfleet.
military. Yeah,
What would have been better? That's what I'm confused.
Well,
with.
that's
He
what
wanted
Data
him
asks.
to be a scientist.
He's
Right.
like, I thought
wanted
you'd
him to
become a
scientist.
cyberneticist like me and make more androids. He's like, well, I did that. I made LOL and it didn't really work out. But you know, he doesn't get into the details of that here with Soong. But I get the impression that Soong has a bit of distaste for Starfleet. He doesn't like Starfleet.
He's a
A lot
scientist.
of people don't like Starfleet.
it's
It
like
seems
scientists.
like unless you're in Starfleet, you don't like Starfleet.
Well, it's like scientists that they might not like the military because they get told not to do something or you can't research this or whatever. You know,
Warmongers.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, Carol Marcus didn't like the military.
Carol Marcus didn't like them either. That's true, right? David Marcus. Anyway, so, and you know, they had this whole conversation about immortality. Why do you know people have children, and you know this whole idea of immortality and living forever, and you know these kinds of things. But just then, who walks in the door? Somebody in brown boots. We see them coming through, and then we pan up. It's Lore and Packlet clothes here on the ship, and well, Data is horrified. Soong is happy. He's like, it's a family reunion. That's how he talks in my mind. Dun dun dun. And then we get the credits here, or the commercial break, and afterwards, you know, Soong is kind of reactivating Lore, and Data's like, don't do it. He sucks. He's evil. He's bad. He does all these things, and you know, very forgiving parent here. Soong, he's like, oh, don't worry about any of that. He'll be fine.
He's just
know?
misguided.
He's just a little misunderstood. Don't worry so much about Lore. He'll be okay. Even though, like, he did have to disable him. And
I
would
agree
pay
with
to see
this.
Lore trying to interact with the pack. Like, that would be a great scene. You know?
Yeah.
Like, did he kill those Packlets?
This is my issue with Lore. It's like he always needs to have a scene with Data.
Yeah.
You know, give
Yeah.
him like they should have given him freedom to do stuff like that because it would have been a lot more interesting. You know,
Did we know the Packlids at this point?
Yeah, only one
Yeah.
episode. Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
that would have been hilarious to show him like talking to them.
We should have gotten that with Lower Decks.
like there was like when Lore does like become conscious here again, like he tries to lunge at Data, like what he's going to attack at Data, come on, I was like, okay, like give me android fight, I want to see what that looks like too, but we don't get that because Noonien holds him back, you know, and then he realized that it is his father, and he's like who he thought was dead, and he's like, you're alive, and then it becomes very much about, you know, you always loved Data more than me, and you know, everything's about Data. You know, he's very bitter, Lore, and Data's like, no, you do suck. You did try to like, you know, feed the Enterprise to the crystalline entity, and you did all these other bad things, and I think you're a bad guy. But Soong trying to appeal to Lore. I tried my best with you, you know, like you were tough, and your emotions weren't going so well. And Lore is ready to leave here, right? But then, okay, Soong says, I won't have time to tell you these things later because I'm dying. And then we see Lore turn around and go, what do you mean you're dying? you know, and he seems to get emotional. Now, here's the question that I'm still asking myself: how much of this is sincere on Laura's part?
I think it is sincere. I think the guy is
Yeah.
like he reacts with more emotion with everything he feels,
Yeah,
whether it's anger or envy or whatever it is, and now with sadness.
in sadness, and he doesn't know about the emotion chip yet. He doesn't have that angle, right? Like he doesn't like that he wants that yet. So I don't think that I agree with you that this is not necessarily a con. We hear it every time you scratch that thing, by the way.
Sorry.
Anyway, so then on the bridge, the Enterprise, or no, this conference room, this is when they're trying to figure out how they're gonna like get the transporters going again, and that Geordi basically has to like, you know, rig a bunch of tricorders together as a network, and like because they don't have the main computer to try to get back control of the ship. Meanwhile, Crusher's like, that kid's gonna die in like 36 hours unless we bust ass out of here soon. So time is of the essence.
And Worf's just stewing. He's just like,
Worf has nothing. Worf has nothing to do. Worf has literally nothing to do right now. So it's all up to Geordi to kind of fix things. And then we come back here to Lore and Soong, and Lore is kind of letting out all of his traumas from his childhood onto to his father. He's like, "Why did you disassemble me? You put me into a box. You put me into pieces." He's like, "Well, I tried my best. It was hard. You don't
Can you imagine?
understand."
This guy's been alone for like 30 years, and and now he's got to listen to this.
Yeah.
I think too, like with Data, like if you're Brent Spiner and you have to play Data all the time, there's no emotion to Data, and then all of a sudden it's like he gets Lore, you know, and it's just like it's just like, oh, I can do whatever I want, you know, with like you know, with emotion. But then like I think his best performance in this episode is Noonien Soong, or the doctor. Like I think that's like it's the most human, you know, for sure of all the characters.
Yeah. And Laura's pissed off and whatever else, and you know, he's going on about all his.
Why didn't you love me?
Yeah, and he goes, well, Laura told me that they were jealous of Laura. They said that you need to make a less perfect android, and that's when they made me. And so it's like, that's not true. Like, you know, you're not less perfect. You know, whatever else. Data's just like, I am not less perfect than Laura. You know?
I am not less perfect than Lore.
I am not less perfect than Lore.
Yeah. And he's like, shut up, both of you. Sit down and shut up. You know, I don't know. And then he unveils the emotion chip that he's meaning to give to Data, and he reveals this to both brothers because, like, Soong is human, and he can't identify the clear jealousy Lore already has for Data. But
I think that, you know, he's playing the mad scientist quite well, and like other mad scientists, they sometimes have a problem relating with emotion and seeing when things are there, and I think he plays it quite well.
And so Lore sees this emotion chip, and he goes, "Oh, I bet it's gonna bring us closer together, Data. We're gonna understand each other now. It's gonna be great." And Data's like, "You're full of shit. I don't think you're sincere at all." And he's like, "Stop being so mean to your brother." Anyway, but just then, this is when Soong's like, "I need to take a nap. I could put this emotion chip in, but not now. I need a nap first." You know? And he goes off to a nap, and then you know, we see Data here eyeballing Lore.
It's like bringing out a present to kids and then going, later, guys.
I got this amazing present for your brother. Now, I know you were like, what do you think's gonna happen? And here we see Lore, he switches from feeling like compassionate towards Soong. He looks at Data, and then he just has this grin, and he winks at him too. And you're like, you know. But apparently Data's powerless to stop Lore. Like, we don't see how the next few minutes or hours play out, but somehow Lore will get the jump onto Data, switch places with him, switch clothes, whatever, and get that emotion chip, right? And Data is apparently can't do anything about it.
He can take over an entire ship, no problem. But
Lore, he doesn't know how to handle him.
He's a little puppy, you know,
He's a puppy.
like
He's my big
Anyways,
brother. I just do what he tells me.
yeah. So Worf, Riker, and LaForge, they all beam down to try to get, find Data and whatever else. And this is right the moment when Soong thinks he's putting the emotion chip into Data, but it's actually Lore.
So this is not where it was in which movie was that?
In Generations.
In Generations.
Well, and the chip looks completely different in this
Yeah.
in this version too, and whatever else. But it looks kind of cool here. This is obviously not Brent Spiner's real head.
Oh, really?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying it's obvious. So. Anyway, and then we cut away, and it's Brent Spiner again, and he immediately starts like singing songs and everything else.
The sons of the prophet were valiant and bold, and quite unaccustomed to fear. But of all the most reckless, or so I am told, was Abdullah Bulbul Amir.
Anyone know that one?
No.
it sounded like an Irish song, and then it turned somewhat
Russian.
Russian or Arab.
Yeah.
I have a fun fact on that for later.
All right. So immediately, Lore he doesn't know it's Lore. He thinks it's Data still. He's like, often wrong, Soong. It's such a clumsy rhyme. Here, I got a better one for you.
Often wrong's got a broken heart, can't even tell his boys apart.
Lore it is. And he's like, no, Lore, these circuits aren't meant for you, even though I just said that you're almost identical. And then we see the real rage come out of Lore here. He's like, it's doing something to me, and I'm going to show you, old man. It's not all about Data. It's about Lore. And he's like, no, listen to me. It's not going to do it. And we see it overwhelming Lore. He's like, he doesn't even understand exactly what it's doing. He's like, it's doing something. And then he kind of turns on his father here and throws him across the room. Now, again, I think he could have done much worse to him if he wanted to, but he just kind of throws him aside, and then he leaves here. He activates the emergency little transporter chip in his thumb, which I guess he had ready to go, and he just beams out here, and leaves Soong kind of for dead. And this is just the moment when Worf and Riker and Geordi show up, getting ready to fight. But they find the place in shambles. They find Soong, and Geordi goes, "This is Soong's lab. This must be Noonien Soong's lab." And he's like, "Soong's dead." Well, I'm telling you, that's it. Worf comes in here with the deactivated Data in Lore's clothes, I guess. Now, I've always kind of wondered how much Data weighs, and I guess he's light enough that Worf can pick him up, but Worf's also very strong, so I don't know.
Worf can pick up some very heavy things.
Yeah, so I don't know if like any man could carry Data or if only Worf can carry Data, but it's something I'd like to know. But good thing Riker knows where the on switch is, which he switches Data on here, and then he goes, Lore, sir, because they're trying to deal with Soong. And I love this whole part where they're talking, and and Riker's like, "What the hell is going on? I don't even understand what the hell is happening." He's like, "Lore, sir." It's all Lore, but Lore's not the one who brought them here. Lore's not the reason they don't have control of the Enterprise. It's like none of that. Anyway, so we kind of get like the death scene here with Soong, where Data's like, "I want a private moment, actually, with my father," and
he shouldn't care about that.
But I guess he does. It's interesting, but you're right. It seems a strange thing that Data would fixate on that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe for Soong's consideration, maybe more than himself. But anyway, so we know that Soong is dying, and is he dying faster now because he got thrown across the room by Lore? I don't know.
Probably. He'll have internal injuries. He's pretty old.
Because he's like, well, we can take you to the Enterprise. We got a sick bay. And he's like, no, I'll just die here. I'm going to die in this planet, in this house. Soong could be like, the house is yours, Data. Why don't you do whatever you want with it? Your inheritance. take care of my bird. I don't know if he has a bird, but I imagine he would. And anyway, Soong dies some time after that. The Enterprise, they get control back of the Enterprise. There's also that whole part here where he unlocks his broken memories or his unlocked memories for Data, and he goes, "Oh, I caused some shit, didn't I? Okay, we better get back to the Enterprise." And Dr. Crusher says, "I guess they're on their way to the starbase. Like the kid's not in the clear yet, right? At this point." But
no, he has to be treated still.
He still has to be treated, but I guess they're like, well, but now we're back on our way, and he'll be fine. And the brother, the older brother, they've made up, and they're playing through the force fields. They're even playing with the dinosaur toys they took from Soong's lab. And so that's nice. And they go, oh, well, it seems like they've worked past their differences, haven't they? And Crusher says, of course.
The boys appear to have reconciled their differences.
They're brothers, Data. Brothers forgive.
Brothers forgive. And that is the end of the episode. So, but will he forgive Lore? Sort of, kind of. Looks kind of like the transport.
Not till he gets emotions.
Like, I guess, is forgiveness an emotion, or is forgiveness sort of like, I guess it's partly an emotion, right? Like, but it feels like it's also intellectual to some extent. Anyway, how about some fun facts, Adam?
So I'm just trying to figure this weight out before we get to that. In the most toys, remember when they were talking about his his body is composed of 24.6 kilograms of tripolymer composites, 11.8 kilograms of molybdenum cobalt alloys, and then it doesn't add up to what another reference says here. Basically, they're saying he's 220 pounds. 100 kilograms.
So Worf can carry 220 pounds.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But what they're adding up from that Most Toys episode doesn't make 100 kilograms. So I guess there's other unknowns.
Unknowns, extra materials. I see.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay, so let's get some stuff here. We got here. So the dinosaur. Excuse me. Still living with this, Ashley. The dinosaur skeleton in the laboratory was actually rented from the Museum of Natural History.
Oh.
No, which museum of natural history? I'm not sure of.
Oh, we won in LA?
Probably. I would like to rent that.
I'd like to rent your dinosaur skull. Can I get a rental agreement, please?
Make it happen.
I'm surprised Paramount didn't just have one in a warehouse somewhere.
Yeah. So the casting of Noonien Soong was actually, they were having difficulty casting that position, and guess who recommended himself for that role?
Like, it kind of makes sense that that Noonien Soong would build these androids with his face, I guess. Like, or I guess not everyone would do it, but it's not. It kind of makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
I think there has to be some sort of like thing with Brent Spiner where he didn't really enjoy playing Data. Like, I think he wanted like a challenge to do something different. You know,
if you look at most of the other roles that
Brent
Spiner plays, they're very not like Data. Like
no.
Data stands apart from all of his other characters.
Yeah,
and it is very like it doesn't give a lot of range.
No,
right.
He's limited.
He's interesting. He's like a Spock. You know.
He's interesting and he's compelling, but he might not. But it's kind of like it requires a lot of restraint, I guess, from his performance, right?
Yeah, right. The episode was nominated for an Emmy Award for outstanding achievement in makeup for a series.
Really, that one shot you showed.
That old leather man, like they're like that. Like if I ever saw a 103-year-old man, it would look like that guy.
Well, they did make it look not like Brent Spiner, so that
you would. I did not think it was Brent Spiner. And like,
I didn't know. I didn't know that either when we were watching that at the time.
Like when you watched it back in 1990, you had no idea.
Yeah.
like I don't know if I knew the first time as a kid when I watched it, until later but it's the voice is so like if you know Brent Spiner's voice, which he does, his real voice is more the lore voice. Yeah, like it kind of makes sense.
According to Brent Spiner, much of his performance was drawn from the sibling rivalries he had with his own brother during childhood.
I wonder if his brother looks just like him.
Makes sense.
Is Brent Spiner the older brother or the younger brother?
I don't know. All the scenes where Spiner acts as opposite himself were filmed on a closed set to help him feel more comfortable. I'm not really sure why, but maybe he was uncomfortable, I guess. And the song that he was trying to whistle is Pop Goes the Weasel, the same song he was trying to whistle when he first made his first on-screen appearance in Encounter at Farpoint. At the time, he could not finish the melody, so Riker did it for him. And years later, at the conclusion of Star Trek Nemesis, Riker tries and fails to remember the name of that song.
Pop Goes the Weasel?
Yes.
It's not from this episode. That's from Encounter at Farpoint, right?
No, but when he was whistling...
No, he did it in this one.
Yes, he did.
That's what he was whistling in this.
Oh, I didn't... Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, here's the song which Lore sings to Dr. Soong is Abdul Abubul Amir, was written by a fellow named William Percy French in 1877, Jeff.
Wow.
The poem has been frequently misquoted and parodied, and Lore's excerpts are not accurate according to the original text.
That damn lore.
Yeah. This is the first time we've ever seen the interior of a comm badge when Dr. Soong adjusts datas. And the top and bottom sections are connected by a hinge on the wearer's left side. Among the interior is a red light. Before shooting, Brent Spiner and director Rob Bowman spent 3 days rehearsing and blocking the scenes involving Data, Lore, and Dr. Soong. I don't think they ever did that kind of rehearsing.
All the blocking, would have been a thing. They would have had to have like a Data stand-in, a Lore stand-in, a Soong stand-in.
For the scenes where all three of them are there,
Yeah.
It's only a couple of them, but...
In April 2007, the Packwood costume worn by Brent Spiner as Lore was auctioned off at an online auction for $2,100.
It's cheaper than I thought it would be.
Yeah. So here's where the Lore manages to deactivate Data, don his uniform, and poses him to pull off his nefarious scheme, but he did the same thing in Data Lore.
I know he did, but he did the exact same thing. He's like,
Data doesn't learn.
Data is very like easy to get the drop on. It seems like
he's very trusting.
Very trusting.
And Dave, you call it the first appearance. This is the first appearance of the emotion chip. It'll change size, shape, and installation location throughout the series.
Oh yeah, that changes a gajillion times. I think
until
I found
it becomes a large 1-inch square that fits in the top of Data's head in Generations.
Yeah, it can go many places, interchangeable. Jeff, I think I found Brent Spiner's brother, Ron Spiner.
Is that real?
I think so.
No way.
No. Good old AI. The emotion chip stolen by Lore is a major plot device in Descent Part 2, and a minor plot device in Inheritance, Star Trek Next Generations, First Contact, and Insurrection. It's used everywhere.
Sure is.
It's a fake.
So
there you go. I'm just going to check one more thing here and make sure we've covered it all. One moment.
Well, like how many more episodes did Rick Berman write, or did he that part? I'm kind of curious about, because I know he wrote a ton of Enterprise episodes with Braga, but in terms of writing, he only wrote 5 TNG episodes. This was the first one. And
Rick Berman?
Which other ones did he write?
Ensign Row, which he co-wrote with Michael Piller. Unification 1 and 2, which he also wrote with Michael Piller.
Those are strong episodes.
And A Matter of Time, which is that's the one with Berlin Half Rasmussen. You know,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, like these are all strong episodes, I would say. And in terms of Deep Space Nine episodes, he helped co-write the pilot Emissary, and then he also wrote the Maquis storylines and a bunch of episodes.
Betrayed your uniform.
Betrayed your uniform. Well, that's before Michael Eddington. That's when it was Cal Hudson.
Mm.
This is one of the rare episodes where the Enterprise crew is completely sidelined, including Picard.
Well, they had a lot to do last episode.
They did.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave, just turn it back to you for ratings, I guess.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate it, as always. All right, let's put our scores on the episode. It's a fake, you know it. All right, let's bring it up and score the episode. Okay. Brothers. Brothers is good. It's not like a 9, but it's like, I think it's an 8. I'm going 8.
You know what? I think I liked it more in my mind than I did talking about it. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Okay. Ashley?
I'm an 8.5 on this. I like a Data episode.
And Jeff, who doesn't like Data episodes?
Like 7.
7. Okay.
Like it's good, but it's just not my favorite.
It's not great.
7's pretty good for an episode all about a character you don't really like.
Oh, I like Data the character. I don't like his backstory.
You don't like the stories.
Yeah, I don't like his backstories and stuff. Like it's like there's certain characters where I just like I don't care. Like Dax, they'll do this with like a Dax episode and they'll start explaining all her family, and I'm like, I don't know.
The Trill background, I can't take that.
The Trill background. This is the Trill background for me.
It's more alien, I get. Okay. Well, so that is the third episode. Jeff, did you want to, or Ashley, did you want to add any scores to these other episodes we covered recently while we're here?
I haven't watched them recently enough to.
Okay.
Oh, well, I mean, 10 for both of the best of both worlds.
Yeah, those are.
Menage a Troy is definitely a 9 for me.
All right.
Stargazer Fish gave that a 7.
You gave this one a 7?
Yeah.
Brothers? Okay. Well, thank you, Stargazer Fish. All right. Well, then that is that for Brothers. We will look ahead now to episode 4 for season 4. It is called Suddenly Human. And the Enterprise rescues a Starfleet admiral's grandson, long thought dead, who was raised by the very aliens who killed his parents.
Another family episode.
I
like this episode.
Yeah, kind of driven episode, although, a new character. Do you like this one, Adam?
I really do. I enjoy that one.
Because Jody said he'll be there next week to talk about it, even though he hates it.
He hates it. Oh, good.
Yes.
I convinced Jody that, he actually likes it. He just doesn't know yet.
He doesn't know he likes it yet. That's exactly right. So look out for that one. We'll be talking Suddenly Human next week. Also, last week I was on with Jason and Steven over on our fellow United Federation of Podcasts channel. It's called Hey, Did You See This One? And we were talking Wrath of Khan. I was also on with Graham, their friend from Nova Scotia, and we talked about Wrath of Khan for like 4 hours. It was quite the epic discussion.
Well, it deserves a 4-hour discussion.
It was good. It was because they're not like these three guys. They weren't like huge Star Trek guys, so it was kind of an interesting discussion to like get into it. They're more Star Wars, really. So look out for that. Also on the other United Federation of Podcasts channel, it's called Super Mater Brothers Podcast. We are covering Survivor 50.
I've enjoyed your company as always, but it appears it is time we said.
Well, not yet. I think I have a hotkey, don't I? No. All right. Maybe I don't. But look out for that. Survivor on the Super Mater Brothers podcast. And I think that will wrap us up for tonight. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for everyone who was on the live stream. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And we're almost at 1,000 subscribers now on Live Long and Podcast. So we're, help us get over that edge. Only 80 more to go.
All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Look out for that. And with that, we'll leave you with the song of the prophet to close out tonight. Have a good one, everyone.
The sons of the prophet were valiant and bold, and quite unaccustomed to fear. But of all the most reckless, or so I am told, was Abdullah Bulbul Amir. There were brave men aplenty, all well known to fame, who served in the ranks of the Tsar.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mater Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.